Hello, and welcome to Off the Rack. I'm Shelley Beyer, and this is the beginning of my breast reduction journey. Today, I want to take you all the way back, not just to when I scheduled the surgery, but to the years and the decades that came before it. Because for so long, I wanted this, but I didn't believe I could have it. This is part one of my story, the turning point, and why I finally said yes. The insecurity started when I was young, like really young. I was on the cheerleading team in high school, and all the other girls were small and perky. And me, I wasn't overweight. I wasn't big, but I just had large breasts. And I hated the way it felt to be up in front of people, doing routines while my chest bounced in ways I couldn't control. I didn't feel powerful or feminine. I felt embarrassed. That's when I learned to disconnect from my body, to see it as something needed to be managed or hidden or apologized for. That disconnect followed me into adulthood. It showed up every day in small but painful ways. I wore a bra to bed because I was so uncomfortable and I didn't even feel comfortable being around my husband. I avoided riding my horse because of the bounce. I hated shopping, not because I didn't love clothes, but because I couldn't wear what I loved. I would spend hours in the dressing room only to walk out empty handed and discouraged. And I didn't even feel like I could rest in my own home, in my own skin. That feeling of always adjusting, always accommodating, it wears you down. When I had my son at 29, he needed a lot of medical care. He was born with a cleft lip and palate, and his health came first, of course. So I waited. Then I started my business and I told myself I didn't have 6 weeks to take off. No way. I kept pushing it aside year after year. But what I didn't realize was that the longer I waited, the more pain I was just living with. And over time, I stopped even noticing how bad it had gotten. I thought my neck pain was from stress. I thought my headaches were just part of being busy, tired, and hormonal. But it wasn't stress. It was the weight on my chest every single day, pulling on my spine, tensing my shoulders where I'd get these grooves in it, triggering headaches. And I had no idea how heavy it would become until it was gone. And that's the part that still gets me, the part I grieve. I could have had years and even decades of feeling this free, but I waited. And I still feel that sometimes. I look in the mirror now and think, why didn't I do this sooner? I let life get in the way. I let guilt get in the way. I let the belief that I didn't deserve it get in the way of living a better life. And that's the honest to God truth I wanted to share here today. Not to sit in regret, but to help you not make that same mistake. If you're listening and you've been waiting for the right time, or waiting until after kids, or waiting until your business can handle it, waiting until you've tried one more thing. Please, please hear this. There is no perfect time. There is no guarantee you'll be able to breastfeed even if you wait. There's no gold star for suffering through this, and there's no shame in wanting relief. Surgery isn't selfish. It's not shallow. It's a decision rooted in self-worth. And when I finally reached that turning point, when I finally said, I'm allowed to want this, everything shifted. Yes, I had guilt. Who would care for my horse? That made me feel very guilty. Would it be too much for my husband? Was I asking too much of everybody that I needed? But right alongside that guilt was something else: relief, anticipation, and honestly, joy. Every time I got dressed, I'd flatten my boobs in the mirror with my hands and think, not too much longer. This is what I'm going to look like soon. It felt empowering, like I was stepping into the version of me I was always meant to be. But I had been waiting. And yes, I still wish I had done it sooner. But I am so, so grateful I did it at all. because now I get to live the second half of my life free. So if you've been quietly tolerating the discomfort, if you've learned to live around your body instead of inside it, if you told yourself maybe someday, more times than you can count, this is your invitation. You don't have to keep managing pain like it's normal. You don't have to wait until you're falling apart. You are not too much and you are not behind. You are allowed to choose freedom. You are allowed to feel beautiful in your skin. And you are allowed to say, I've waited long enough. Thank you for letting me share this piece of my story. If you're at the beginning of your own decision-making process, come share your story or ask questions in the Facebook group. Just search Off the Rack Breast Reduction Support for Women. It's a free space where we support each other through all stages of this journey because you're not alone. In the next episode, I'll walk you through how I prepared my body physically, nutritionally, and emotionally to have the smoothest recovery possible. But for now, be gentle with your heart, be kind to your body, and know this: choosing yourself is never the wrong choice. It's just one you don't have to delay anymore.